Hi Jada, it's Leslie. I wanted to give you some quick feedback on your Project 1B assignment file. So you got everything set up and all the information in here. I can see that you added the column, deleted the other column. Then in this column, let's see, cell E5, instead of having the actual number, and the way I can tell that is if I click on the cell, I look up here in the formula bar, and that's really where I can figure out exactly what's going on in this cell. So rather than having a hard number in here, anywhere you can put a formula, you want to do that, just in case if these numbers were to change, then this would automatically change if we have a formula there. So in this case, our formula, so I'm just going to click up here and kind of do the drag select and delete that, always starts with an equal sign, and the total retail price is going to be the quantity in stock times the retail price. So it's C5 times D5. This is covered, let's see, on page 139 and 140. The cell references are going to be a little bit different because in this part of the chapter you haven't gone on and deleted the other columns and everything, but this is basically the way you're going to figure out this, this cell. So if I go ahead and press enter, then you can see I still have $4,118. But again, when I click back in the cell and I look up here in the formula bar, I can see that this is a formula is what's really sitting in here. So for instance, if I changed this to 200 and pressed enter, this automatically changed, and you also have a formula down here. So I'll go back and put that back to 125. Okay, so once you have that input, then we can use this fill handle, the little square right here, and I'm just going to drag down to E10, and that puts the formulas in all of these cells for you, okay? And you do have a formula here, which is great. You could also use the auto sum feature for this rather than having to do the E5 plus E6 plus E7. It's a little bit faster. Both are correct. The other thing I wanted to point out to you is this percent of total retail value. These cells also should contain a formula. So what we want to do is we want to start with an equal sign, and the percent of total retail value is we're taking what's in E5 and we're dividing it by what's in E11, which is our total. Now, before we leave this formula, we want to make E11 an absolute reference, meaning that even if I copy this formula, it's still going to point to E11 no matter where I copy this formula in your worksheet. So I can come up here and I can either type in dollar signs, or I can use the F4 key on my keyboard. You may have to use my laptop has a sorry about that. My laptop has a function key. It's FN, so I have to use that, press that first, and then press the F4 key in order to make it work. If you're having a problem with the F4 key, then like I said, just go ahead and type in the dollar signs. But when we have this in our formula, again, it just means that even when we copy the formula down, this E11 is not going to change. So I'm going to go ahead and click on enter here. You can see it's still 1.41%, but again, here's my formula bar. So now all of these, you put in the hard number, but again, if any of these other numbers change, we want this to be a formula. So now that I have this one established, I'm going to use the fill handle again to copy all the way down. It looks like nothing happened, but you can see now I copied the formula down here. E6 changed, which is what we want, because we now want to take 59,000 and divide it by the 292,000. And then if I go to the next one, E7, that's the one we want to change, but we still want to divide it by the 292. So I hope that that is helpful to you. If you want to make corrections on your file and resubmit just this file, please do so, and I'll put more directions in the comments. Thanks so much.